A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Not all that bad of a day out there, Jonathan Dent, Terry Henney, and Jonathan here at Radio Center. And we've got plenty of sun. And boy, those dandelions look absolutely beautiful out there, don't they?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure Jerry Samolsky is going to have a few words for that comment, but
Unbelievable. I tell you, there's a lot of folks have put a lot of effort into their front yard and backyard. And it shows because the ones that didn't, man, I mean, you can see the dividing line. It's beautiful green and nothing on one side and dandelions all over the place. Maybe they're winemakers. Maybe that's it.
Could be. Yeah. I've heard dandelion tea's pretty good too.
Yeah.
So,
no, wine's better.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to whine about the weather. Not at all, at least today anyway, for a while. Started the morning off mild and a little bit of fog in some spots, but for the most part, uneventful. What are we looking at right now, Jonathan?
Well, right now out at the airport, partly sunny skies, 59 degrees. Downtown Midland is the same, 59 degrees. Here at Radio Center, we've hit that 60-degree mark. We do have a northeast wind blowing at 13 miles per hour, so nice little breeze out there as we continue to warm up.
Yeah, we got a low-pressure system that's looping down under. So that's why we're getting a northeast and an east breeze. And we had that pretty much all weekend. So even though our temperatures really didn't look all that bad, the further south you got, the warmer it was. Here in the immediate Saginaw area, we never really got much warmer than about 63, 64 degrees. Saturday was totally different, but still there was just that little cool to the you had to have a coat, you had to have something on because it just wasn't feeling quite right. Today we're looking at that northeast breeze again, and it is going to pick up a little bit as we go into the afternoon, and because that low is moving along the Ohio River Valley, we're going to have to contend with that for another 24 hours. As a result, we're going to get a northeast breeze. We'll pick up 15, 18 miles per hour later on this afternoon. And along with that is going to come plenty of clouds. Right now, we're looking at some upper level clouds, especially in the southeastern part of the lower peninsula and up north. But all of that is going to be moving in our direction here within the next couple of hours. And then later on this afternoon, I think a little bit closer to sunset, we're going to start to get some precipitation. We really don't need any more right now. It would be kind of nice to dry things out. And I think as we go through the week, we're going to get a little bit better drying weather. But for the most part, precipitation over the last 24 hours, 1/10 of an inch, a little bit less, a little bit more. That seemed to be the word pretty much for everybody. But we did have some isolated spots where they picked up 6/10, 7/10, 8/10 of an inch of rain. In particular, Huron County, we noticed Port Austin and Port Hope, and then over by Port Huron. They all seem to be picking up a little bit more rain in those particular areas. And southern Michigan, southeast corner, we saw a little bit more in the way of precipitation over the last 24 to 48 hours there. Don't think we're going to get a lot of rain out of this, but it is going to be damp. We're going to be on the northern edge as that low pressure moves through. And eventually a high pressure system is going to move across Lake Superior, the upper peninsula. So that's going to continue the north, northeast, and east wind direction until that high settles. And it's literally going to drop right straight south through Lake Huron and all the way down into Ohio. And eventually that is going to generate a southwest breeze, but it's going to take a couple of days to get there. We're going to have to contend with a northeast breeze, light, moderate, not only for the remainder of the day today, but also tomorrow night. We'll see a little bit more in the way of sun as we go through the day tomorrow. That is going to stick with us, mostly sunny skies and clear skies tomorrow night. But we're going to have to contend with mostly cloudy, glimpses of sun here and there. But again, the best chance of showers today will be later on. We'll make our way up to about 67, 68 degrees, a low tonight of 47. Sun will set this evening at 8:46, rise tomorrow morning at 6:19. And during the day tomorrow, kind of the same, maybe a little bit cooler, 66, 67, with clouds to start the day, but then sun as the day goes on. That high pressure is going to be clearing things out. 46 for a low tomorrow night. Then Wednesday, once that high drops southeast of Michigan, we're going to see a southwest breeze, very light, 5, 7, 8 miles per hour, 74 for a high on Wednesday, 51 for a low on Wednesday night. Sun and some clouds around on Thursday. Some of you will be pushing 80 degrees for a high on Thursday. Partly cloudy skies Thursday night, 56, 57. Then on Friday, we're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies, but a chance precipitation will be moving in later in the day on Friday and Friday night. Upper 70s for a high once again on Friday, close to 60 for a low on Friday night. Then on Saturday, we'll cool down just a little. Partly cloudy skies, but still a chance of some rain around, scattered precipitation. 72 for a high on Saturday, 52 for a low Saturday night. And then on Sunday, 68, 69 degrees, more in the way of clouds and a much better chance of seeing some precipitation. So as you can tell, Jonathan, it's going to be one of these hit or miss type deals, which is driving people crazy if they want to mow those lawns.
Oh, yeah.
And we've actually got some folks getting in early to work so they can get home and mow their lawn before it rains this afternoon. So I think you should have a pretty good chance. It's just, it looks as though the precipitation, I think, is going to kick in. It'll be after 5, after 6 before we begin to see it. There is some precipitation moving through southern Wisconsin. It's heading in an east-northeasterly direction. It's now moving into the west side of Lake Michigan, so it's going to take a few hours for that to work its way into and around the Great Lakes Bay area. Record high in the state is 88, set back in 1936. 1936 was a pretty hot year, all year. 27, the record low, set in 1950. A year ago today, 67 was our high, 35 was our low a year ago today, and it did really raise all sorts of chaos with some of our fruit and vegetable people. It was not a good day at all. Sun will set this evening at 8:46, rise tomorrow morning at 6:19. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Heat units, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But before we do all of that,
before we get to that, we want to remind you that our weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
they say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They are your Dairyland seed dealer. And right now they've got a good in-season supply of Dairyland hybrids and Roundup Ready alfalfa. Who should you talk to? Talk to Justin Varner over at Freeland Bean and Grain. He's their seed specialist, and he'll lead you in the right direction of what you should be looking for in your fields, not only this spring, but all summer and when it comes harvest time. Dairyland Seeds, show me the yield. From Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983, serving you. It's their business. Along with us, Gary Kaufman.
Yes, indeed. Gary, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
How's things going, Gary?
Well, they were going pretty good early this morning, but since the morning dragged on, we were fighting the market until about 11:30 here, and all of a sudden we got red across the board, Terry. So here we are.
We just can't stand prosperity, can we?
I guess not, but who knows? The market must be watching weather forecast or Black Sea news or whatever. But yeah, it's been a choppy trade this morning for sure. I mean, we were up 9 on wheat at one time, and then it was down 8, and corn was up 3, down 3. Beans were up 10, down 7. So, but yeah, we're at the kind of the lower end of the ranges here this morning right now, Terry. So with that, we got cash wheat actually down 7 right now at 613 on the white, 563 on the red. New crop also down 7 at 628 on the white, 578 on the red. Cash corn, let's call it down a penny at 566. New crop is down 7 at 468. Cash soybeans down a nickel right now at 13.92, and new crop, let's call it down a dime at 12.05.
So, by the sounds of it, a lot of the factors that we've been trading on for the past several days, they're still here.
Yeah, none of the headlines have really changed. I mean, we'll pay more attention to weather now as planning progress continues to be pretty much ahead of the 5-year average. I think they're looking for corn planting to be this afternoon after the close around that 45, possibly as much as 50%. Compared to last week, we're about 26% done. And the 5-year average, Terry, is about 42% on the corn. Soybeans are looking for 32 to 35% this week, where we were at 19% last week, and the 5-year average for soy plantings at this time is about 21%. And also, we'll look at the winter wheat crop ratings. We'll look at that. They're looking to be up 1 or down 1, and compared to 28% last week, and it was about 29% last year on that. And then so we'll watch Black Sea news, weather news, as we get closer to that the May 18th deadline. And there was reports over the weekend that Russia was blocking some Ukraine ships, so that's why wheat was up early. Who knows? Maybe they let a ship go through, I guess. I don't know, but it's kind of back and forth over there in that region. On Friday at the end of the week, we got our May USDA 12th report. So,
yeah, just another day in paradise.
Here we go.
Here we
Buckle
go.
in.
Buckle up.
Buckle in. Yeah, buckle up.
All right, Gary. We'll talk to you again. Take care.
All right. Take care, guys. Yep.
You
Bye.
bet. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Doug Klein with us.
We'll slide over to Oppenheimer to talk with Doug. The market report today brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Are you ready to upgrade to a new Ram truck for your family farm? Now is the time to order your new Ram 15, 25, or 3500. So you should see the folks at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. They're the Great Lakes Bay's certified ag dealer, and they specialize in all models of new Ram commercial trucks and vans. Ordering is now the way to go. You can buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth since 1852, where family and service sells cars. Also by Thumb Bank, they've been serving agriculture for over 125 years with 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, Bad Axe, and Marlette. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. We say good morning to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. Doug, how is it going?
Well, not bad. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. I paid $2.98 for gas over the weekend.
They're a genius.
Yeah, and then I told them the pump didn't work.
So they fixed it.
Then they fixed it, and I left.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Right.
So, who's trying to rob us today?
Oh, well, we had a really strengthened grains, but that kind of faded. Right now, we've got some I would say oversold strength in energies, and that hasn't faded yet. So the energies are up 2.5%, 3.5%, 4%. Natural gas up 4%. So I think that's been a couple days running now. So I don't know if that's going to run out of steam or not. But crude around 73. It's probably getting pretty close to a top. I don't know if it's going to turn around and head south, but probably not going to go much higher than that. Knock on wood, cross your fingers, that sort of stuff. Dollar's pretty stable, so nothing there. Gold is up 0.5%, silver down 0.5%, a little bit of a run in platinum up almost 2%. So I heard palladium was making a run too, so that's pretty thin. And then copper's up about 1%. So that's what's going on. Here's your numbers. The May corn is, or should say July corn is 5.95 1/4, down 1 1/4. December corn is 5.27 1/2, down 7 1/4. July soybeans 14.32 1/2, down 4. The November soybeans 12.71 1/2, down 8 1/2. July wheat is 6.54 1/2, down 5 3/4, and December wheat 6.82 3/4, down 4 1/2. The crude oil is 73.14, up $1.80. That's been there all day. It just kind of there and stayed. So not much going on in our markets so much as went on over the weekend in the foreign markets. Heating oil is 237.43. That's up 6 cents. Gasoline is 245 1/4. That's up 7.5 cents. Natural gas 241 1/4, up 9 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3351 at the border. That's down 22 ticks. The dollar buys 134.79 yen. That's down 3 ticks. The euro's at 110.20. That's up 3 ticks. The dollar's at 101.23. That's up, a tick and a half. Gold is at 20.35.20. That's up 10.40 an ounce. Silver's 25.73, down 8.5 cents. Platinum's at 10.87.60. That's up $19.30.
You have a great day, Doug.
Thanks. Yep, you too.
All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
As a farmer, you're always thinking ahead, planning and preparing for the next season. You know that a profitable yield depends on weather and timing. While Morgan Composting can't control the weather, they can save you time. From enhancing your soil before planting season with Dairy Dew compost blends to boosting growth with Dairy Dew granulated fertilizers and finishing the growing season strong with powerful liquid foliants made with kelp, humic, and fulvic acid. Morgan Composting has everything you need to get things going and get things growing in a complete package. Whether your farming operation is a greenhouse, an orchard, or thousands of acres of row crops, save time by getting your entire fertility plan made in one place. Morgan Composting, serving Michigan farmers for more than 25 years. Call the soil health experts now at Morgan Composting or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Dairy Dew. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, all available and more at Ed Raymond's, 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. Obviously, they're celebrating a lot more than 100 years, and they're going to be around for years to come. For more information, you can go online at edraymond's.com. Well, Jerry Samolsky, I don't know if your ears were ringing, but we were talking about that beautiful crop of dandelions out there right now.
Yeah, it sure is, Terry. This heat now has just got them coming. The weeds in my yard have exploded anywhere I didn't get some pre-emergent on, and so we're working with some weeds right now. Actually, Terry, the best time to kill dandelions is not now; it's actually in the fall. So, I mean, you kill the ones you have now in the yard, but if you can get a good application of herbicide down, we keep talking about this in mid-September, early October, that's the best time, because those flowers that are up and flowering, those dandelions, they didn't start from a seed this spring, form that big plant, send up that flower stalk and the big yellow flower on top. That didn't happen in the last month or two. That all happened because the plant was there. It woke up this spring and started flowering. So in order to control them, yes, knock them out now. But if you want no dandelions next spring, treat this fall.
All right. Jerry, you take care. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. All right.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jonathan, on the line with us right now, I think we have Mark Seaman with the Michigan Soybean Association. Let's talk a little bit about soys, Mark Seaman. Looks like planting is moving ahead right now.
Good morning, Terry. Yeah, we're really anticipating lots of planting it looks like this week is at least the forecast. We should get a bunch of acres planted, and the capacity that a lot of growers have now, especially those growers that have more than one planter, they can go out and plant corn and soybeans at the same time. And really looking at using this week of May as a great opportunity to get a lot of acres in. It's of course not getting late, but as we look at the calendar passing the 10th of May, we start to think about how much potential we might be losing just by planting date. So time is important.
Anything that producers should be made aware of as they're putting the soys in this year?
Yeah, I think kind of like Jerry was talking about with weed control and thinking back to last fall of what might have gotten started. Some of the issues that we have with some of our resistant weeds, things like mare's tail, a lot of those germinated last fall and now are just starting to grow again this spring. So starting off with a clean field for weed control, either by herbicide or by tillage is really important. And we did have a good thing that happened with having some more warmer soil temperatures before now is we've gotten some of those annual weeds to germinate and emerge also. So it'll be good to get some of that tillage. We'll take out that first flush of weeds and we won't rely so heavily on the pre-emerge chemicals to keep those under control.
And right now it looks as though soil temperature is starting to work itself up.
Yeah, that is impressive that we can get seed into the ground in warm soil temperatures and start that germination process right away so that we're not having those diseases and insects have an opportunity to chip away at those seeds before they can get emerged. So yeah, it looks like a opportunity for a really good start this year.
Fantastic. Mark, we'll talk to you again soon, all right?
I look forward to it. Thanks,
Okay,
Terry.
Mark Seaman with the Michigan Soybean Association. Along with us right now, Eric Sawatsky from Yo and Yo Accounting. Eric, understand that there are some online tools that might help our taxpayers as far as the status of their returns and the payments, that sort of thing?
Yeah, Terry, we get a lot of calls this time of year because not everyone's received a refund or they're just wondering about the status of the return. So both the state of Michigan and IRS have tools on their website. Michigan.gov has a section called Where's My Refund? Basically, you just need your name, social security number, and your adjusted gross income off your tax return. And you can look up whatever the state has in their system as your latest status, whether the return's been accepted, being reviewed, if there's a refund on its way. And the same thing with payments and estimate payments that you might be making throughout the year. You can do that all, access it online at michigan.gov. And the IRS has the same thing, irs.gov. They have a get your refund status that gives you the same things. They also, for IRS, allow you to sign up. You have to go through some steps with your phone to get dual authentication. But at that point, you can actually pull up your transcripts as well and see any income, 1099s, W-2s, things like that have been reported to the IRS. So there's a lot of information about your own personal income taxes that you can just access right online through the irs.gov website as well.
Oh, that's really good. It eliminates a lot of the questions.
It really does. As long as you're a little bit internet savvy, you can figure that out and get a lot of the information you're looking for.
Good information. Eric, thank you so much. You have a great day, okay?
You too.
All righty. We'll be right back. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Needless to say, as far as base 50 growing degrees, Jonathan, it looks as though not only are we ahead of where we were a year ago, in some cases double the base 50 units, but we're ahead of what's average. So with those soil temperatures warming up, we should be in pretty good shape if we can get it in the ground right now.
Oh, yes.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around. But now we conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery